Have you ever felt like everyone else is better than you? Like their life is perfect and yours is not? Well, let me tell you a story. Meet Sarah. She was 25 years old. She worked at a small bookstore. Every morning, she opened her phone. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. She scrolled through beautiful photos. Her friends looked so happy. They had big houses, fancy cars, perfect bodies, perfect lives. Sarah looked at herself in the mirror. She felt small, worthless. Why am I not like them? She thought. She felt stuck. Everyone else was moving forward, but she was standing still. One day, Sarah saw her friend Emma's post. Emma was at the beach. She looked stunning. Tanned skin, designer sunglasses, thousands of likes. Sarah felt a sharp pain in her chest. It was envy, a feeling of wanting what someone else has. She closed her phone, but the feeling stayed. It followed her everywhere, at work, at home, even in her sleep. Sarah felt tired, not physically, emotionally. She was exhausted from comparing herself to others. She wanted to stop, but how? Then something unexpected happened. Sarah received a message. It was from Emma, the same Emma from the beach photo. The message said, "Can we talk? I need help." Sarah was confused. Help? From me? But Emma has everything. What could Emma possibly need? What happens next? Let's continue. Sarah met Emma at a small cafe. Emma arrived, but she looked different. No makeup, tired eyes, messy hair. This wasn't the Emma from Instagram. Emma sat down. She took a deep breath. "Sarah, I need to tell you something," she said. "My life isn't perfect. It's actually falling apart." Sarah was shocked. "What? But your photos, you always look so happy." Emma laughed, but it was a sad laugh. "Those photos, they're just moments. 1 second of my day. I take 100 photos, I choose one, I add filters, I smile for the camera, but when the camera is off, I cry." Sarah couldn't believe it. Emma continued, "I lost my job last month. I'm struggling to pay rent. My relationship ended. I feel alone. But on social media, I pretend everything is fine. Because everyone else looks happy, so I pretend too." Sarah's heart sank. All this time, she had been comparing herself to a fantasy, something that isn't real. Emma's perfect life was just an illusion. "I saw your life, and I felt jealous. You have a stable job, you have real friends, you seem peaceful. I wanted that." Sarah was speechless. The person she envied was envying her? It didn't make sense. But somehow it did. For the first time, Sarah realized something important. Everyone is fighting their own battle. You just can't see it. But the story doesn't end here. After that day, Sarah started thinking differently. She stopped scrolling through social media so much. Instead, she took walks. She read books. She spent time with herself. One afternoon, Sarah visited a garden. It was spring. Flowers were blooming everywhere. Roses, tulips, sunflowers, daisies. Each flower was different. Different colors, different shapes, different sizes. Sarah stared at a rose. It was red and beautiful. Next to it was a daisy. Small, simple, white. A gardener walked by. Sarah asked him, "Which flower is better, the rose or the daisy?" The gardener smiled. "Better? Neither. They're just different. The rose is not better because it's red. The daisy is not worse because it's small. Each flower has its own purpose. Each flower blooms in its own time." Those words hit Sarah like lightning. Each flower blooms in its own time. She realized she had been comparing herself to roses while she was a daisy, and that was okay. She didn't need to be a rose. She just needed to be the best daisy she could be. She stopped comparing her chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. She stopped measuring her worth by other people's success. She started asking herself new questions. What makes me happy? What are my goals? What do I want from my life? And slowly, something magical happened. She started feeling free. Now, the final lesson. 6 months later, Sarah was different. Not because her life changed completely, but because her mindset changed. She still worked at the bookstore, but now she was writing her book of her own. She didn't have a fancy car, but she had peace. She didn't have thousands of followers, but she had real friends. Sarah learned the most important lesson. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Stop comparing yourself to others. Their journey is not yours. Their speed is not yours. Their goals are not yours. When you compare yourself to others, you steal your own joy. You forget your own progress. You ignore your own uniqueness, the special things that make you, you. Remember, social media shows highlights, not the struggles, not the failures, not the tears. Don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Accept who you are. Celebrate your small wins. Be patient with yourself. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are exactly where you need to be. Your story is still being written, and it's beautiful, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. You are enough. You are always enough. Stop looking at other people's gardens. Water your own. Bloom in your own time, and trust the process. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Be you. That's your superpower.